dripping still.
It does kind of remind me of Hawaiian Punch. It's very, very good.
You know what? For a sour, that's solid.
Yeah. You know what?
Solid as fuck.
I'm going to say that's probably our first sour river beer.
I could drink this.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just ignore what I know about sours and be fine with it.
Right. I got to say, good job, Austin Brothers. This one really fucking impressed both of us. Neither one of us are crazy about sours, and both of us would definitely, like, I'll get more of this.
I'm kind of regretting, I've been avoiding this one. It's been sitting in the fridge for a while.
Just because it was a sour?
Yeah, I was like, we're not going to like that one when we try it, but I was wrong.
All right, well, we're going to take a little break and maybe clean some of this up, and we'll be back right after this. And we are back. And now we are with Rachel and the Trouble Doll. Rachel is out in her wayward pine. She's hiding because she got kicked out of the castle, and she gets to hang out here for like tonight, tomorrow, and the next night.
Right.
She likes this. The princess is under the impression that this is a punishment.
But she's nice and cozy now. She's got her little fire. She's keeping warm. She's like fine.
And she's got her doll.
Yeah, and berries.
And berries, right. So she's got food, she's got warmth, she's got company. This is a fucking awesome night out for her.
Yeah.
Quite literally a night out.
Yeah. And she's been talking to this doll like all day. It's been making her laugh. It's been, I don't know that it's really said much else other than I love you, Rachel, because it's all we've seen it say.
Can we just take 1 second to savor the second that that thing spoke for the first time? And I could picture Rachel either trying to stab it or throwing it into her fire because, oh my God, the doll is talking.
It happened in front of Giller the first time. I think that's the only reason why that didn't happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Then she kind of knew that was possible.
Yeah. It was just like natural. Like, it was weird though. She didn't freak out about it even then. She was like, oh my God, magic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Could you imagine without a warning if that thing just started talking, be like, holy shit, you're fucking possessed. No, thank you.
You can get away.
Yeah.
Well, she loves this doll. She doesn't think it's possessed. She's been talking to it all day. And she tells it that she misses her brother. He died. And she heard he was murdered, and she knows that means he was killed by somebody. Oh, she also describes that this dude Brophy was like super nice, but people thought really bad things about him too.
Yeah. Why?
Oh, I don't know. She didn't like go into detail or anything, but after that the queen came and took her.
Yeah. Then she got we'll say adopted, but not really.
Yeah.
By the queen to be Princess Violet's plaything.
Yeah. So, did this enlighten you to anything at all, Nate?
Okay, I want to be honest with everybody right now. In no way did I understand through my first reading of this book that Carl is Rachel's brother. I was like, Jade, I figured something out tonight. And I was blown away by it because I listened to the Audible at work. And when it dawned on me that they were from the same town and the guy that used to visit her is the guy who was framed for Carl's disappearance, I was like, oh, holy fuck, Carl is the murdered brother.
Yeah.
And it never occurred to me before.
No, I mean, in our last episode, we I don't know if it's a joke, but we're like, oh, maybe they know each other.
No, I was being serious. I did not remember that they were fucking related.
Yeah. God damn it, Carl.
There's one more. God damn it, Carl. He's got connections.
So, it's also probably his fault that his sister is being tortured.
That kid just can't win.
The queen has a new little boy, though, and he looks and acts kind of funny. I don't really know or remember who this little boy is, so that's going to be fun to figure out. Rachel's hungry, but she doesn't want to go out and look for more food because it's cold and dark and creepy outside. I don't really blame her for that.
Right. I mean, she's got the berries. She has the shelter of her tree. So just stay.
Right.
It sounds like she can move freely about the castle or the grounds during the day, so she shouldn't have any problem maybe sneaking some food from the kitchens tomorrow.
Right.
But for right now, yeah, just stay inside, dude.
Yeah.
Don't go into the woods at night. What the hell?
Bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel's hoping the queen is going to be nicer after this weird alliance thing happens.
Whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah. But she really doesn't give a shit. She just wishes she could run away. But if she runs away, she knows she's going to get caught. So she doesn't know what to do. So she asks the doll what she should do.
Which I think is telling. She's really getting her feels out on this doll. She's attached to this thing immediately.
Yeah, I mean, she worries about what's going to happen to it if she leaves it in the woods at night.
Right.
Like it's a person.
She really loves this doll. And the doll really loves her, apparently, and can smile. And I would imagine turn its head all the way around.
Ew.
But yeah, the doll says, help Giller. That's what you should do. You should help Giller.
I would be so mad at my doll if it said that to me. Like, that wasn't even... if this was a multiple choice question that I asked you, that wasn't even E, okay?
Right.
I don't give a fuck about Giller right now. I'm asking about what I should do for me.
Right.
Fucking shitty ass trouble doll.
It's like a bad Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah. Answer is hazy. So that's where we leave Rachel and rejoin Richard and Kahlan. And they're still following the suspicious dude into the woods.
Yeah, they've been going for a little while now, a couple hours.
Yeah.
And so this is where Richard notices that he is getting winded as fuck trying to keep up with this old dude scrambling through what I imagine to be woods, but like rock and scree.
Yeah.
Hopping all over the place, climbing up on shit. And Kahlan's struggling too. And both of these people are travelers.
Yeah, accomplished at traveling through woods.
They are used to this shit. Now, Kahlan has surprised Richard with her pace before.
Yeah.
So I guess we could kind of forgive Richard for being tired out first. Even though I don't really believe that's true because, I mean, he's Richard. But this old dude is really booking. And Richard's getting tired and he's like, wait, what the fuck? And then he noticed that John wasn't brushing the branches like they were. And then the last fucking straw is when he sees John pass right through a spider web, which we know that Richard pays the fuck attention to.
Yeah.
Then, it wasn't until then that he's like, maybe something's up with old John.
And he notices there's no footprints. Like, after all this time, he's like, oh, hey.
The lack of footprints, pretty fucking major tell.
Yeah. Richard grabs Kahlan at this point, violently pulling her back, and he pulls the sword out.
He couldn't just put his arm out like, hey, hold on a second. He's like, no, yank.
Yeah. He wasn't like, hey, can we have a little chit-chat real quick? He was like, no, you might fall on the ground. Brace your face. He asked John how he could walk through spider webs, and John tries to talk his way out of it, but he doesn't know Zed's last name, so Richard is like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, I like that. He goes, well, of course, I know his name is Zed. And Richard goes, I said that first, so now you need to tell me something that I haven't told you. And John ain't got shit.
No, he can't.
No.
And then he mushroomed. I like that word. I liked the use of that word. He mushroomed to twice his size, and he was covered in fur and fangs, and it came toward him.
So, like, werewolf, right? That's where my head went right away.
Yeah, like gangly werewolf type situation. Yeah. Richard keeps backing up when he sees this thing.
As you do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him for that at all, but he ends up tripping on a root after he realizes that Kahlan's not standing there behind him anymore.
Classic horror movie trope.
Right? He just needs, a wet t-shirt and some big old... Never mind. Instinctively, he drove the sword up, but he missed the beast. It then snarled at something behind him, smashed a rock in its hand, and then went off into the trees. Which the rock smashing thing was weird to me. That it was like, fuck you, I'm gonna smash a rock because I'm mad. Richard ends up on the ground, and he drives his sword up, but he misses this beast thing. It snarls at something behind him, and then it grabs a rock and, like, crushes it to dust, and then takes the fuck off.
Now, I was wondering about this, because if they're in a battle and Richard has his sword out, this thing, Calthrop, as a guy, was just passing through the trees.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe just this guy was an illusion of some kind. But if he could just pass through the trees and spider webs, then now that he's a monster, wouldn't the same rules apply?
Apparently not. He materialized into something way bigger.
Yeah, but I mean, Richard never makes contact with this thing. So he can't say for sure that he could have hurt it. It might all have been an illusion of sorts.
I was also wondering, because his brain seemed to get pretty fuzzy during all of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I also imagine he's scared fucking shitless right now.
Well, no, I mean, like, during the whole time he was walking behind old John. He couldn't stop thinking about Zed. He couldn't, like, grasp onto a thought.
Yeah, there was something weird going on there.
So it would stand to reason that maybe the Calthrop was, like, fucking with his brain somehow. Even at this point.
Yeah, it could very well be. It casts an illusion to, like, lure you in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe at some point he had seen Zed. Like, hey, here he is, buddy. Use his own memory to, you know, put together what Zed might look like.
Right.
And then use that memory to attack Richard with.
But Richard ends up on his back, panting and yelling for Kahlan because he can't find her anywhere. And before he can get up, something ashen with long arms jumps on him and tries to take the sword from him.
Yeah, it's got yellow eyes and sharp teeth. Richard tries to twist away as it yells, "My precious!" My sword.
Oh, yeah, I think maybe you got your books messed up.
Yeah, I might have. Okay, so this thing's name is Samuel.
Smeagol, you said?
No, Samuel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's similar, I know. There's no way to get around this. This thing, Samuel, is basically Gollum.
Yeah.
Gollum, Smeagol, from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, unlike all the levels.
Yeah. We won't get into all of those details quite yet, but we'll probably get to this in a later episode. But just in looks right now, very similar.
And also the mine sword precious thing.
Right. So I looked it up today, and Smeagol was invented in the 1930s, and Samuel, 1990s.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that Goodkind took from other stories, copying them, and then this one, well, it's pretty substantial, I would say.
There's no getting around it.
No, there's really not. The similarities are just too many.
But I like him, so we're going to keep going and keep seeing how this goes. Sam decides to be helpful, so Richard won't kill him. And Richard can't really figure out what Sam is. He seems familiar, but he doesn't really know. He's got long arms and big feet and hands, and his skin looks like he hasn't seen the sun in years.
I mean, you would kind of think that deformed guy, maybe short, maybe he's got big feet. I don't know. He's made like a human.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if maybe it's just like the shock of seeing something weird mushroom out of a man 5 minutes ago that maybe he's just like, I don't know what this could possibly be.
This could be the same thing again. It just got small now.
Right.
Who the fuck knows? It could be anything.
Well, he's a little bit crazy because he grabs sticks and just yells, "Mine! Mine!" for no fucking reason. And Richard can't believe how stupid he had been. It was all his fault that Kahlan was taken. Every time he lets his guard down, she's the one that ends up paying for it.
Yeah, and if Kahlan got hurt, he swore that Shota would see the wrath of the Seeker. But he thinks that if Shota was, going to kill her, he'd probably